Right off the top of this video here is all about HemoFlow Lung Restore and HemoFlow Blood Restore. Supplements with supposed endorsements or featured slots or, shows or whatever from 60 Minutes, and that's not true. Here's what's going on with this HemoFlow product, HemoFlow Lung Restore and Blood Restore. There is scam marketing happening for this product. I'm not calling the product a scam. I am saying it's not going to have miracle properties like the ones described in the video I'm about to show you. So no 60 Minutes never talked about it. No doctors, hospitals, universities, or famous people ever came out to endorse it. Anything like that you saw, that would be a scam. I saw a TikTok video ad that led me to this. I'm going to show you here right now. Again, HemoFlow Lung Restore reviews, HemoFlow Blood Restore reviews. Here's information that you might want to know if you're looking around for more about this. Go see a doctor. That's always going to be my advice.
Good evening. I'm Leslie Stahl. Tonight we will talk about a disease that many people have heard mentioned, but that few truly understand. We are talking about COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Today, it is the third leading cause of death in the world, responsible for more than 3 million deaths every year. But COPD does not arrive suddenly. It progresses in silence. Little by little, it steals your breath, it steals your sleep, it steals your independence. For millions of people, simple tasks, walking to the door, taking a shower, getting dressed, become a daily struggle for air. In more advanced stages, the disease can dramatically reduce life expectancy, and the numbers are stark. So just to state this, some of you might be aware, but this is deep fake AI technology, meaning everything here is real, kind of. Leslie Stahl's lip movements have been manipulated, and her voice has as well. So it's AI generated audio of her talking, saying things she never said with lip movements that match. And, this photo behind her, which looks kind of AI generated, there's something about the woman, a little bit smooth, a little bit too shiny, something's going on there. They added that, the scammers did, behind Leslie Stahl because it doesn't really look right, to cover up whatever Leslie Stahl was actually covering on a real 60 Minutes report. 1 in 5 patients dies within 1 year after their first hospitalization caused by a sudden worsening of the condition. But tonight, our report is not only about numbers, it is about hope. We will show a simple method done early in the morning, used by people who were told their condition would only get worse. A routine that promises to bring peace, control, and breathing capacity back again. Tonight, you will meet Star Dolbier. Diagnosed with COPD, advanced stage emphysema, just 2 years ago, Star saw her condition rapidly progress to stage 4 of the disease. According to her, doctors were direct and blunt. She had about 9 months to live. No clear alternatives, no options beyond symptom control. That's when Star says she found something different, a simple method done every morning that, in her words, was like the hand of God on my life. Tonight, you will hear the story of Star Dolbier.
Again, if you're looking around online for HemoFlow Lung Restore or HemoFlow Blood Restore, HemoFlow Lung Restore reviews, HemoFlow Blood Restore reviews about supplements, my recommendation is to always go see a doctor. You're not going to be able to easily, I'm assuming, find information about the founder, where the product is bottled, specifically, all that kind of stuff, which gives me concerns. And I want you to go see a doctor because you're not going to find this product in a pharmacy in your town. You are, however, going to find this in ads coming from social media leading to websites that are like strange and not official, that maybe lead to like My Cart Panda checkout pages or something, which I would never buy anything from in my life.
This is what emphysema looks like. It looks like healthy people who are living a happy life, and then it comes out of nowhere. I was one of those kids in elementary school when they would come in and they would talk about smoking's bad for you, and they'd show you pictures of it. I was like, I will never do that. And I never did.
Let's do a reverse image search to see if we can figure out who this woman is. I'm curious. Oh, we got something here. Someone talking about stage 4 lung cancer right here in a YouTube video. Right here, this looks like it's the same thing. All right, here's the information we're looking for to show that these people who are, putting out the video are lying about this person. Says here, this is in 2019 from the University of Maryland Greenbaum Comprehensive Cancer Center, talking about 2018. Star Dolbier was stunned to learn last year that she had stage 4 lung cancer that had spread to her brain. She says that people associate lung cancer with smoking, but like roughly 15% of patients diagnosed with lung cancer, she has never smoked. Her medical oncologist, Dr. Christian Rolfo, prescribed a new drug therapy that targets a specific gene mutation in the cancer cells. A month later, the cancer in her brain was gone. After a few months, the tumor in her lung had shrunk substantially. So no, she didn't benefit from HemoFlow Lung Restore, okay? Big surprise, right?
And that's when she told me about Dr. Anthony Romano, that there was a treatment he was prescribing that was saving people with COPD.
Dr. Anthony Romano has nothing to do with this HemoFlow Lung Restore product. So if you see something saying that he does, this is coming out of the mouth of a woman whose mouth movements have been manipulated with AI-generated audio and deepfake visuals.
It was a natural treatment that was done every morning. That's when I thought...
That looks like AI to me.
Palliative treatment.
Yeah, that just, something about that looks like AI.
What do I have to lose? Dr. Romano.
That's AI.
Kind to me.
And for anyone wondering how I know that's AI, I'm a reporter full-time somewhere else, not here on YouTube, for, I do reporting all the time about AI-generated visuals, and I see them all day, it seems like. And something about the smoothness of her here and him, and a few other things you might be able to point out, like why are these tools back here so long? That doesn't make any sense as well. But the smoothness of the skin, the shininess, something about it throws me off because it's not real. I could do a synth ID detector scan with Google Gemini, but it's a waste of time. It's fake.
Gave me the protocol and told me to do it every day on an empty stomach. I remember perfectly, I took it on Wednesday morning, and I emailed my doctor and I said, could this really be working that fast? And he said, yes, I think it could. After following this protocol for 3 months, my breathing had completely improved. I was taking my daily 1-hour walks. I was much better than before the diagnosis. So I will keep taking it forever, even if the scans show that I have.
So this woman had, her real story is a remarkable story of, from what I saw, overcoming cancer. And scammers, I don't know exactly where they're coming from. If I had to guess, someone said, hey, what would you put your money on? Brazil. I mean, the people in Brazil who run these scams. It's really, really sad that someone would take a story like this, an inspirational story, and try to spin it and get people to fall for a scam. People who need real solutions, not fraud and ridiculousness.
No evidence of disease. I will continue taking it just to keep it away. Yeah. I'm just thankful every day. I wake up every day and I'm like, yay, I feel great today. And when I go for a walk, I just sing a little happy song, and every day is a great day, in my opinion, when, you've lived it. Maybe it's not going to be a great day. So 2 years later, and I'm alive. Dr. Romano saved my life.
This is one of the most incredible stories we have ever covered on this program. And throughout this report...
All right, they're going to keep bringing up the music, whatever. So that's basically all we need to watch. If you saw this, I saw this on a website that was like a .online or .shop website, something like that. And it claimed that you could get different bottle packages and that you would get not only HemoFlow Lung Restore, but also HemoFlow Blood Restore. And, this is not going to be something that has miracle properties. And I just want to see, where does it go if you try to order? If you try to order, it goes to a different website called GetHemoflow, GetHemoflow.com. And it says here that there's a money back guarantee, which I would never trust because this goes through a scam funnel, and it says it's FDA registered. Where's the proof of that? It says here 32,624 reviews for an average score of 9.4 out of 10. I don't believe that, because that is just some score that comes with every single version of this page, no matter what product is being pitched. They didn't change the number. Almost always says 32,624 reviews. Lies, lies, and more lies. Really terrible. Really, really awful. And It'll have you check out, and then it might come with a subscription of hundreds of dollars a month. It has photos at the very bottom of people holding bottles when they weren't actually ever holding bottles. And the last thing I'm going to see here is whether or not GetHemoFlow.com has a homepage. It does. It's very nondescript. It says Lung Restore, and it mentions My Cart Panda. It mentions ingredients for HemoFlow Lung Restore are Manuka honey MGO 400 plus, N-acetylcysteine, quercetin, olive leaf extract, vitamin D3, L-theanine, and then Blood Restore has other ingredients. But I'm just checking one more thing here just to see, because I know some of you are looking for more information. On the product label, I saw on GetHemoFlow.com, if you go all the way down, you can see that it says distributed for, and then instead of having a company name, address, and phone number, it says company name, company address, phone number. They didn't fill that out. That's very, very reassuring, right? That's just, I can't believe that. I mean, I can believe it, but I also can't. And the contact information that I see here, if you need that, is the phone number 323-205-7506 or contact.lr@gethemoflow.com. And gethemoflow.com is GETHEMOFLOW.com. That's what I see here. There are other pages for like terms, conditions, privacy policy, whatever. My advice is to go see a doctor and to not fall for any of these sorts of things. And I hope that my video brought some assistance to you. I did notice this as well, that there is a return address, which is probably a fulfillment center. If you look it up on Google Street View, I'm not going to do that. I'm assuming it's a warehouse looking place. It says 11870 62nd Street North, Largo, Florida, 33773. And the name or whatever on the mailing address is Returns 66. That's Returns 66 dash order number. So, there's no more information on this website about the founding, what influenced the person who created it to create it and all that, which is not a big surprise. This is pretty bad here. So HemoFlow reviews, HemoFlow Lung Restore reviews, HemoFlow Blood Restore reviews. The information I'm finding here is not great. And my advice, when I see a fake 60 Minutes report with Leslie Stahl and other people, and someone supposedly named Star Dolbier, who has nothing to do with this, is to go see a doctor. Please go see a doctor. Like, comment, subscribe, join buttons down below. Thank you for watching.